Every website you have ever read, every headline, every article, every description was built using exactly what I am about to show you. These are the most used HTML tags in the world, and by the end of this video, you will know all of them. Yeah, now last video we learned about what HTML is, how tags work, and we built a page with a heading, a paragraph, and a link. Today we are going deeper into tags because text is the foundation of almost every website on the internet. Hi, my name is Wizra. Refer to me as Wizra. In my last video, I spoke about this. H2, H3, H4, H5, and then H6. Right, so can you see the hierarchy? H1 all the way down to H6. Now it's already showing on my own browser. You all should all save it. You should save it and look at your browser to see how it looks. See how each one gets smaller as the number goes up. H1 is the biggest and most important. Like we said in our last video, you only ever use one H1 per page. That is your main title. H1 should be your main title. H2 is for section title, while H3 is for subsections and so on. So you use in your web page, you always should use them hierarchically, not that you just decide to use H1 at the middle of your web page and then use H3 or H4 at the beginning of your web page. No, it has to be hierarchical. Think of it like a newspaper. The big headline at the top of the newspaper is H1. The smaller section titles are H2. The subheadings inside those sections are H3, and it is all about organization and hierarchy. They follow each other hierarchically. Now let's look at our paragraph, which we did in our last class. Can you see what I just added to it? Now, if I want to add another P tag, it is something I can as well do. So you guys should get used to clicking the tag, the name of the tag, and then just follow suit. Can you see? So now I've clicked on it instead of me typing the one after the other like this. Instead of that, to make your work very faster, just type the P and then this is it. Now let's create another paragraph. Let's say this is my second paragraph. Now save it and then check your browser. Can you see that the same P is what we also have here? They are not changing. P sizes does not change, except you want to extend the sizes in your CSS, but we have not gotten to that now. But initially, when you use your ordinary P tag, they remain the same. It is not like the H1 and we don't have P1 or P2. No. P is P, except you just want to change or adjust the sizes. Now look at how the two paragraphs are separated automatically. Can you see that they are not? That is the importance of using different P tag instead of trying to use another. So I just did an example here, and then this little example shows that I just gave it a space. I gave P tag. I gave this small little word. Not word, like just a dummy example, right? I gave it. I instilled it inside the P tag. It is inside the first P tag, inside a P tag, together with the normal tag. And now can you see that in our browser it does not give any space? It just continued like a normal P tag, right? But looking at it, comparing it to this second one, because we have already created a new P tag for this second paragraph, it's HTML. HTML, the browser itself gives it space. Can you see the space in between it? Now if I should take this off, it still looks the same. Can you see that? One important thing to know is if you press enter inside your code to go to a new line, HTML does not care. It does not care at all. It will still display everything as one paragraph. The only way to create a new paragraph is with a new p tag. Now let us talk about how to make text stand out. Sometimes you want to make a word bold, or you want to make you want to give it an italic style for emphasis. HTML has simple tags for this. For bold text, you use the strong tag or the B tag, B for bold, or the strong tag. For italic text, you use the EM tag. EM stands for emphasis. Let me show you. Let me just give it another P beneath here, another paragraph, and let's say this is a normal tag or normal text. Now I want to start, I just want to give it the bold text, right? Now let's just create another tag inside this B and this paragraph tag, this P tag. Now let's use the B tag. The B and the strong tag, they act the same way. They give the same bold text that you want. So let's say this text is bold, right? Can you see that we are still inside? We are still all of this, right from this B, this bold, this B tag to this place. They are still inside this P tag. Remember that. Now look at my browser. It has already shown that this text that I gave the B that I put inside the B tag is bold. It is still going to show the same result whenever I change it to strong. Strong and the B tag act the same way. Can you see that this text is bold? Now let's move forward, and now let me continue and say, and let's start with the italic sign, which is EM, right? So, and don't be confused here. Let me just collapse this. Can you see? So my VS Code had already completed it for me. So EM, and then now inside this EM tag, I would write this is, or this text is italic. Now, can you see this? Can you see? Now look at it carefully. Look at it carefully. Don't get confused. This is everything. They are still under the P tag. They are still inside the P tag. So this is just like a nested tag. Excuse me. This is just like a nested tag, right? So I've created a strong tag here, a strong tag inside of this paragraph tag, and I also created the emphasis EM, the emphasis tag, the italic tag inside this same P tag, right? And it is giving me the exact results that we aim for. Also, this strong tag, or this kind of tags, the strong tag, the M tag, the B tag, what they do is they stay inside of other tags, like of other paragraph, just to lay emphasis, or just to style, just to lay emphasis or to do a particular job in that paragraph. They are called inline tag. They are called inline tags. Let me write that down for you. Don't consider this as a code. So they are called inline tag, right? They are called inline tag because they stay in between other tags. They stay inside the P tag. So they are called inline tag. This is something you will use all the time when building really websites. Now let me show you more tags, more inline tags before we leave. The first is the BR tag, right? The BR tag stands for line break. This forces your text onto a new line without starting a whole paragraph. Notice this tag does not need it does not need a closing tag. It is self-closing. Now let me give an example of that. Let's say this is the first line. BR. Can you see? I added a BR to at the end of that sentence. Now I'm going to create another word, and you are going to see what is going to happen. Let's say this is the second line. Can you see that they are all in the same paragraph, but it is actually breaking the line for us? So let's say, let me just continue, and this I'm going to, or let me just write the third one to see the difference. This is the third line. Can you see that it still continued when I said this is the third line? Not until if I add a BR tag to this, and then can you see my screen? It has shifted the third line to the bottom of the second line. Can you see how BR works? They break, they literally break a paragraph. Now the second tag we are going to talk about is the HR tag. The HR stands for horizontal row. It draws a straight line across your page. Very useful for separating section. Yeah. Now let's give another example of that. Let's say let's start with H2 and say section 1. Now I want to give it another paragraph here. So let's say this is the content of section 1. And now let's give it the HR tag, right? Now I'm going to put an HR here. Can you see the line? The line it is drawing in between it. Now let's give it another section 2. We are going to write H2 section 2, right? And then let's give it another paragraph, and let's say this is the content of section 2. Now this is our result. This is section 1 and this is section 2. So we can actually keep using all of these tags to modify our web page. So this HR creates like a partition, like a demarcation in between tags or in between sections.
See you in my next video. Bye.